Good afternoon and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E411, a 2009 LP-2 roll. That is this roll right here. Wait for a count. We got a couple people. We got the Coin Vault and Otis. Welcome to the show. Go ahead and get a chip. Number 3. And we will peel this roll back. I had to rip the paper on this one, I guess. Farm Dog, David Corder, welcome. Coins and Ghouls, welcome to the show. See what we can find in this roll. Nice. Is the mic turned down low? No. Let me look and see if I'm doing everything. No, so it shows perfect. So it might be down on your end, possibly. Does everybody else hear me okay? All right, everybody says they're hearing okay. All right, first coin, DC. Let's see what this roll brings us. Hopefully it's better than the last one was. That last roll was extremely reflective and hard to see. You're not the only one, Tim. Not the only one. And it's funny, my wife will say something and I don't hear her, and I'll say, I can't hear. And then she'll whisper something when she doesn't want me to hear it, and I seem to hear that just fine. So she claims it's because I don't listen. But it's not that. It's whatever the sound is, decibels or whatever, I don't hear it. I mean, I hear the murmur of that. Look at that Y. The T looks funny, but it could be because it's normal. I'm trying to dream up stuff. Coin Junkie, welcome back. Yeah, I really need to, and like my doctor, when I was there, he said something and he noticed I didn't hear him. And he says, you should have a hearing test done. I says, well, I can go to Sam's Club or so. He says, no, a real hearing test. I'll send you to a doctor that does it. And I says, okay, whenever you're going to do it. And he says, well, let's get your other stuff straightened out before we do that. AZ Coins, welcome. Third coin in and nothing so far. At least these coins, like I say, they're showing up better in the scope. Those other coins were just so reflective. They were very difficult. These are definitely more satiny. Huh. I didn't know that. I know that I've heard that they're starting to find a correlation between cholesterol meds, but they're calling it dementia now. They're not calling it Alzheimer's. They're kind of separating it. I have heard that. Look at the tip of that thumb real quick. Nope. A little gas bubble. There you go. I'll leave it alone. Yeah. The doctor put me on cholesterol meds the last time I was there. And I didn't even have high cholesterol, but I went and had one of those LifeLock or Lifeline tests done. And they saw the start of coronary artery disease, so they put me on cholesterol medication. And, of course, you read the stuff on it, and I read that, and I was just like, well, that's no fun. But I am no doctor, so taking medical advice from me is probably not your best choice. Way too many people fall for this cures this and cures that, and there's a lot of it on YouTube now. You know, you can take apple cider vinegar and it cures diabetes, but yet they never give you the recipe. They just tell you about it. And it's just somebody trying to make money. Well, copper is antimicrobial. So is silver. It's hard to say. I do think that there is problems, people that get cancer and stuff that work with zinc a lot. It seems to me that I remember some people that I went to school with ended up being sick, and they worked at a chrome plating plant, and there was a lot of zinc involved into what their job was, and they said it was from that. I agree. And I worked in a factory, in a shop, and it was before they made you wear hearing protection or anything like that. They didn't even wear eye protection until the last, couple years that I worked. You'd see these new people coming in out of trade schools and out of college, and they're wearing all this safety gear, and all the old timers are looking at them like they're out of their mind. And now you can't even work there unless you use it. You have PPE. And that's ultimately what I contribute, because it's that kind of noise. When something's real noisy, I don't hear it like TV, like regular talking. But yet when somebody whispers, I seem to hear it. That's right. I remember that, Dr. Thomas. Yeah. I like I say, I don't know, but my whole point to that was there's too many people seeking treatment off of YouTube and Facebook. You read this stuff. When I see it, I usually go to the Cleveland Clinic or Mayo Clinic, to their website, and you can kind of search it on their website, and it'll give you a little brief thing that, well, there is indications that this is possible, blah, 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 but, don't go off your diabetes medication, basically. something about the apple cider vinegar. They says, yeah, it definitely slows down or something with blood sugar to where your blood sugar stays low longer, but it doesn't cure diabetes like they're claiming. And hundreds, I mean, it pops up hundreds of times and it says, give us 60 seconds and we'll give you the recipe. And they never give you the recipe. They just take your 60 seconds and try to data mine you or try to make you pay $19.99 for the recipe. Well, it makes sense because cellular cells start declining at what, about 30, 35 years old? So you start losing more cells than you make at that point. So it makes sense that when you're 70 years old, you're losing a lot more cells than you're making. And brains are cells. I gotta say that I've been taking meds for diabetes for a week and a half now, and I'm not impressed. I don't feel good at all. Um, but I'm going to give them a chance. Lost all the years. Yeah, that's happening to us all, Otis. I wonder what the average age of everybody in here put together would be. That's something that, yeah, Eric. That's what they were saying. It said it does something in the stomach, and of course they want you to use that Bragg's that has the mother in it, which is probiotic and stuff like that. Um, Hold on, I got AF. Oh no, I don't have to AFK. Yay! Dang it, Pete! You need to stop that. 70, 60. So me and Mark are the same age. 59. So we're probably, I bet you 60 to 65 is our average age. Because I know a few of the folks in here are older, and I know some are a few years younger. I mean, that was like the last time. I have had back problems for many years, and I've had many, many surgeries. And they used to, when I was young, they would say, well, we can do this and this and this. I go to the doctor for it now, and they're like, can't do nothing for you, really. We got to wait until it's like catastrophic, and then we'll try to do something. I'm like, okay. And when I says, well, what do I do? And they says, don't do anything that hurts your back. I says, well, my wife's here. And I look at her and I says, you heard it, right? And she says, yeah, I heard it. What a group. That's right. What a group. Actually, there's some babies in here. I think Mickey is like 51. Not sure how old Dan was. How old was Dan? He didn't put his age, but I think Dan's in his early 50s. Who's got the Geritol? That's right. 49. There you go. And I think Dirty Water's probably young. There's a few people. Silver Spurs, I gather that he's younger. There's a few people that I think are in their 30s, maybe 40s. And I actually know a couple people that come in here that are actually in their 20s. 51, wow, all right. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, ain't that the truth, David? James is younger. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. And like I say, we have some that are young. But a lot of us, I mean, most of us are, we're getting up there. And I love it. It's better than the alternative. Oh, coin number 3 was the giveaway, and I just blew right by it. That was for Paul Hampton. There it is, right there. I was 12. You know, I was 12. Actually, it was before 12. My grandfather gave me some Morgan dollars that he got when silver certificates. He had to turn all his silver certificates in. Matter of fact, I got like 20 silver certificates from him too, because the bank couldn't come up with the silver. But I did it when I was young and did it through scouts. And I can say, I went to the show, the fun show, and they had a Boy Scout troop there getting their merit badge in coin collecting or numismatics. And it was kind of neat. There was a couple of them you could see. They were really charged up. And I was like that when I was young. I really loved collecting coins. And then, of course, then I turned 18 and started looking for other things besides coins. I started collecting girls. My wife from the peanut gallery, she says, "Yep, you started collecting girls." I still have a couple coins from when I was young. This roll seems to be duddish too so far. That is a bummer. These other ones, I have multiple rolls. I might start searching a couple of the rolls just to make sure there's stuff in them. Then it kind of takes the surprise away. Can't even remember how many coin shows. You know, I did coin shows a lot in the early 2000s. And then I got together with my wife and I didn't do any more for a while. I started breeding tropical fish again. And that seems to be a correlated hobby. A lot of people who collect coins seem to raise tropical fish. I think it is the need to study things and collect data and stuff like that. Because I did that real heavy when I was young. I actually did that through my 20s and 30s. And then I did it again from about 2009 up through 2014. I was really heavy into it, maybe even earlier than 2009. 6 tanks, yeah. Cents first. You know, Mark, mine, the first coins I got was the Whitman books from my grandpa. And then he gave me, like I say, some Morgan dollars. And I've always had a love for pennies. And what got me really back into it was my son, when it would have been about 96, maybe 97. It was 96, because 97 I bought mint bags at the bank. He wanted those blue Whitman folders, so I did that. Went to the bank and we did that, and I had a blast and he had a blast. And about a year after he did it, he quit having a blast, and I was like, well, I'm going to put an uncirculated set together, and I did from 1930 up, except for the 31S. And then I was like, I'm going to get a roll of all the memorials. BU roll. And I did that. And then I wanted 5 rolls. Then I started collecting mint bags. Then it just got out of hand. Then I got into die varieties. a guy that I was buying rolls and bags off of. It's like, you should be looking for die varieties in this, and he got me hooked on that. And I have been, well, since about 96, hunting RPMs since 96. So almost 30 years now. It's hard to say that. Wow. Yeah, I lost a bunch in my divorce, but no coins, because that stuff, I never brought them over. They were still at my parents' house. And when I got back into it, the test wife had already been put to pasture. So, in the worst part is when I moved to Florida, my son decided to dump approximately 200 mint bags into the Coinstar. Took a lot of rolls, took my $50 collection, my Roosevelt collection, all that shit, and pawned it to get buy drugs with. And didn't think I would notice it. That tells you just the brain damage that drug abuse does. He honestly thought I would never notice him missing. Still have your first blue book. That's cool. Born in 66. I didn't see an extra thumb, but I definitely will look, and because I haven't seen any extra thumbs in either one of these rolls, and they are no, this is not an extra thumb. That's just like the plating. Let me look at it with the thing, double check it. Now you got me. Nope, not an extra thumb. It's like where the plating, the design pushes a little deeper into the... Nice, a Shark Tank. Yeah, I got some neat rolls coming up today for sale, and I think Chuck does too. Lots of wheat rolls. I think out of the 10 rolls, there's 8 wheat rolls. He's got a 54, 55, or 54D, 55D, 55S, 5060, 57D, all bank wrapped. And then I got a 2020 bank wrap. And then a 55S, 55P, 55D in tubes. 2 of them are the ones that have the dates. They were bought in 62 and 63. They've been taped shut forever. The 55D rolls did not have those stickers on them. And the 61D, they did, but they don't have a date on them. They just say they're wrapped in tin foil, and it's in a plastic tube. I don't know if it's in a roll in a plastic tube or if it's just in a plastic tube, but it's been in foil with tape marked 1961D for a long time. Coin 27. Carl. Put some examples of the 70-ish. Yes, we in the next website, that kind of stuff will be there. You're talking about like in 74, 79, stuff like that? Next coin, Nanostacks. Yes. Yeah, I agree. And the problem is there are RPMs that are made with the broken punch on some of those. Well, she's rich now, Tim. She don't need it. Right? Yeah, my divorce was the best thing that ever happened to me because it let me find the wife I have now. And when I divorced her, I said I would never be married again. And I was divorced for a long time. I didn't get married right away, that's for sure. No, no. What's that? Let me look at that and see if that's just a plating reflection. That's like a little struck through in there. Darn. Not even a little minor one. You know, I always hear that hog comment. They do eat anything, don't they, Mark? That was another misinformation post I just read on Facebook. They had sharks, carnivore, lion, carnivore, horse, this, and then they had a pig as a vegetarian. It's like that pigs are omnivores for sure. They don't care what it is. They just eat. Hungry hogs, yeah, are not to trifle with. That's right. Coin 33, Russell. So 2 duds. That's awful. We have had good luck on the LP-2 rolls historically. See, these rolls came from a batch that the LP-1 roll that had a bunch of varieties came in. So I was hopeful. Coin 34. Joe McBride. I think that's always the thing, Tim. mean, it's like natural selection. You always go to the X's first. Coin 35, Sirig. That's true. I've heard that too, Mark. That is very true. Is that? I never knew that. I love that kind of stuff. I can't reach that far, Tim. Can't reach that far. Coin 37. Sloppy stacks. So another dud. Two duds, and they're both different rolls too, for sure. What is the chance of that? I think this is the third LP-2 in a row that has been a dud. I'm going to have to do more work on that. Don't like duds. They happen, though. I mean, we would, if we found stuff every roll, everybody'd have everything. I've been watching stuff on ancient coins lately. Boy, is there a lot to learn about ancient coins. I'm not even sure I want to go down that hole. I have some boxes. You know, I bought 4 boxes of LP-2 6 months ago. And all 4 boxes had die varieties in them. Lots of die varieties. I did reveals on them. And I bought these at the local coin store from boxes that he had. And I know better. I wanted to buy the whole boxes from him, but he wanted too much money for what I thought was too much money for him. But now I'm happy I didn't spend the money on the boxes. Yeah, you got to look at them though, Mark. Just try to find out when they're the same. You know, you don't have to open all 50 of them. If they're in the same box, open 1 or 2, and if there's nothing in them, the rest of them are probably the same. I don't disagree, David. I always said that they should make you pay a ton of money to get married and give you a free divorce. Instead of basically free marriage and pay through the nose to get divorced. You'll be surprised. Of course, you're up there, but you'll be surprised. I said the same thing. And I never for a million years, even when we got together as boyfriend and girlfriend, it was many years before we actually tied the knot. Basically just dated for a long time. Nice AZ coins. Oh, that ain't bad. 20 tubed rolls. That is 20 tubed rolls. How many coins are in a pound? $181 pennies in a pound. All right. So 181 pennies in a pound. That's 3.5 rolls. So we'll say that's approximately 5 pounds. Scrap value, they're $25, Mark. But yeah, I mean, he's not selling them much more than what they're worth in scrap right now. Not that you can actually scrap them. Ah, you know the drill then, David. My wife's been working hard for the whole day, so she obviously doesn't realize that the dog's screaming at her to eat dinner. She probably pooped, though. Tell you, getting kids ready to move can be a lot of work. Right? No, 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 no. No, she didn't forget. But it's the baby of the house, and she's moving to Michigan, so she was over trying to help. We went over there helping yesterday. That's why I rescheduled my reveal from yesterday to tomorrow. Just trying to get them ready. They got 3 kids, and one's a special needs child, and it's going to be a tough 18 hours in the car before they get to where they're moving. No, that's one thing I don't think she'll ever forget, Mark. She loves retirement. At first, she had a hard time with not doing things and keeping busy and stuff like that. But she has since embraced the idea of retirement. Coin 46, Carl. I got a box coming from Chuck, then I will start sending packages out again. I will have all these coins packaged in it. One of the best things that happened because the little one is moving is I got my recliner back, and it's like an old slipper to me. She couldn't take furniture with her, so I says, I want that recliner back. I can't wait to search coins and watch TV in it. Well, Coins is doing something. Actually, I think Coins is a great thing to do. Very healthy, and it's money. So you save money whether you want to or not. I mean, it may cost more money than you save, but it's still cool. Coin 50, final coin of the roll, Stan. A date note. All right, cool. Well, down here, Otis, I don't like wearing socks and shoes. So when it gets cold out, and it's only a couple weeks a year, I wear slippers. Ooh, that's kind of neat toning on the end coin. And then, of course, I was from Michigan, so I wore slippers all the time there. 05 1492. 1492. 1492. God, that just thinks a Ponce de Leon or something like that. What is that date? Let me think. Isabella financed Columbus. All right, that's the 1492. All right. That would be cool, you know. Somebody will, you know, that's kind of a cool name. You know how many people would recognize that, Mark? Probably you and about 3 other people in the whole wide world. And until you said something about it, then everybody would recognize it. I want to thank everybody for joining again. Hit that like button on the way out if you would. And I hope to see everybody at 7 Eastern tonight. Oh, let me show you these rolls. There's the 2020. And this, ooh, did I shoot? $55. This is the 61. They're all over the place. That's the 61. This is the 55. Where's the 55S? 46, 46. Well, it's one of these two. I think it was. There's 2 of them. So it's one of these two. But they were purchased. One was purchased in December 18th of 63 for $37.50. The other was purchased in April 30th of 62 for $20. I sent a picture to Chuck, so I'll have to wait and see which one it is. But I hope to see everybody there. Great spending time with y'all, and I'll talk to you soon.